All right, hey everyone. And oops, I left my phone. Oh, here it is. All right, cool. Awesome. So, hi, welcome to day three of our Love and Libido series. I'm going to drop that down a little bit. All right, cool. Welcome, everybody. All right, so uh, thank you so much for joining on. Thank you for everyone who has joined the previous 2 days. I am super stoked, super excited for this, for you, for me. I know one thing I was sharing with someone last night is that this has been on my heart to share with people, and what better time during the love month, right? And what is really awesome about it is that, I know that there are people who have been desiring to hear something like this, to be able to um, you know, need to hear this. All right. So here we are. And so we're streaming it into our group. I know we have had several other classes, Facebook classes, and things like that. But just being able to share one-on-one with you guys, it's a blessing. All right. So keep this in prayer too as we go on for the rest of the night. Okay. So here we go. All right. So we started off with day one. We needed to get our relationships right and be able to connect, because if there's not that connection, we're not going to be able to have connection and intimacy, right? So we talked about working on our relationships before, and day two we chatted a little bit about balancing our hormones, ladies. That's really wonderful. We will be talking about the men tomorrow night. So tomorrow night is all about the dudes and about balancing their hormones and helping them feel amazing too. Okay. So we'll chat about that tomorrow. But tonight it's all about us. So here we go. So these are oils for her. And if you see, I have a little teaser in the back there, Lucy Lube. That is a recipe that will be revealed at the end after we have our little chat. Okay. So if you have any questions, I have my phone here. Just go ahead and drop some comments. I will not be able to see your comments until the end, so I will be checking them. So just go right ahead and drop your comments in the comment section below, and I will get to them at the very end, okay? Before the reveal of the recipe. Okay, cool. So I have my my kombucha, just sipping on that after my dinner. All right, so let's go. Awesome. So, yes, so here we are. God has created these amazing essential oils for us to use. And these are things that have been used not just as essential oils, but have been used in the past, right? That's why we use them now as essential oils, because they're concentrated and we just need a drop of it to fulfill what we need, right? So, so the first up is actually something that's not in the Lucy Libido book. So again, if you've not been following yet, we are using the Lucy Libido. There is an oil for that book. That is the inspiration for our series this week. And she has a lot of amazing recipes, a lot of amazing oils in here. But one that I'm really surprised she did not add, I don't believe I ever saw it. If I skipped it over, maybe just if someone can correct me. But rose oil. I didn't see her put rose oil in here. All right, so I am going to start off. Actually, before we do that, I'm going to start off. I didn't oil up yet, so I had my my joy going today. That's my oil for today is my joy oil, and I'm going to put a little bit of the Northern Lights Black Spruce, which is my favorite, just on my chest here and on the back of my neck. This helps to give me courage, and I will tell you a little bit more about that later. Okay, it's on our oily list. All right, cool. So the first oil I want to talk about is rose. So rose, I love this thing. Just smelling it is amazing. It just, it's very calming, very uplifting. And, roses have been used, rose petals. It is the oil, the flower of love, right? You look at Valentine's Day and you can never find roses available, or the prices go up like a regular $20 bunch. goes up to like a $50 around Valentine's Day. Yeah, because they know they have us hooked, right? We need those roses. So I love rose oil. I've used it in several different ways, but one of my favorites is actually just dropping it in some Epsom salt and putting it in a tub bath and soaking in it, making luxurious body butters with the rose oil in it as well as other things. Excuse me, but rose oil, yeah, is really amazing. Just opening it up and smelling it, putting a drop, or even using the diluted rose oil recipe, so you can actually dilute 1 to 2 drops of rose oil in a 2-ounce bottle of carrier oil and use that as your oil, that you can rub on yourself or add to recipes. So there you go, rose oil. So that's just my addition to the book that she recommends. And if I'm talking about carrier oils, guys, my favorite, that's the only one I use now. I used to use almond oil. I used to use jojoba oil for my skin, for my face. For the rest of my recipes, I would use almond oil or coconut oil. It was just too confusing for me, like just, which recipe to use, whatever. So I just switched to just using the V6. You can get the big bottle. This lasts me forever, and I share this with people too, okay? So this is a big bottle. Grab that, guys. It's really great. So if we're talking about carrier oils, it's V6 I usually refer to. You can get also coconut oil, fractionated one, that's the liquid one, to make your recipes and roll-ons, okay? All right, and we'll talk about the other one in the middle in just a second. All right, cool. So let's get going with the oils. So the first up is ylang ylang. So ylang ylang is the bomb diggity. This bad boy here. You need to keep it at your bedside, okay? Ylang ylang is amazeballs. So why? So it has the power of an aphrodisiac. It has been long known in Indonesia, the petals of the ylang ylang flowers are scattered over the bed of newlywed couples on their wedding night. Cool, huh? So why not use it every night? Yeah, so ylang ylang increases libido in women, and men tend to respond to this scent on their women as well. Okay, so ylang ylang is awesome. So just a really quick, awesome tidbit. Ylang ylang is actually grown in our farm in Ecuador, and it's so cool because they pick it just at the right moment, so early in the morning. But this oil increases the feeling of happiness, adoration. It helps to calm the mind and can even lower blood pressure just a tad to help you feel zen. Those are her words, okay? Yeah, so ylang ylang can really do that. It's really amazing. I love to add it to other recipes. You can make a spray, a bedtime sheet spray with ylang ylang and cypress, which is going to be our next oil up. That's my oil. That's my combination. I love these two. But yeah, you can add any of the oils that we're talking about tonight, combine them. But ylang ylang is a must-have, okay? So that's that. Awesome. Next up is Mr. Cypress. Dude, this is amazing. I love me some cypress. So, yeah, I like to add it to my pulse points, so like right here on my wrists, and we'll talk a little bit more about what else you can do with that. So cypress is my oil. I love just to use it by itself in the mornings just to help me get going, but one of the things I love too is that it does help you with your blood flow. So think about what that means, okay? So you can mix cypress with any of the other oils that we're talking about. So cypress and ylang ylang, that's my combination for the bed spray. Basically, just half your recipe with witch hazel or any sort of neutral spirits. Then half of your bottle. Then you add your essential oils to it. So like maybe 5-10 drops of ylang ylang and cypress each. Top it off with the rest of the bottle with distilled or clean water. Swirl it around and spray your sheets. It's really awesome. All right, so that's one little tidbit, or you can diffuse them too. So cypress helps to stimulate blood flow and circulation in the body. And so cypress equals blood flow equals magic. Apply it to your inner thighs, okay? So there you go. That's all I want to say about that. If you're trying this, you can safely use any of the oils that we're talking about. Test it first, of course, but you can dilute a little bit with your carrier oil. Try 1 drop at a time with some carrot, with about drops of carrier oil or something. Whatever is good for you. Try it first in a sensitive area, just a little bit first, and then if you feel like you can use that on your sensitive areas, go right ahead and have fun with it. All right, so that is cypress. All right, next up is clary sage. Now, clary sage is really a surprise for me in her book. I love this oil because it has a mild, very, very mild floral flavor, but it also has a whimsy undertone to it. So it's really great for people who like that kind of smell too. So clary sage is amazing. I love it. I usually use it during my cycle, um, but seeing it here in this book today, was really surprising for me. I've never used it in this way for myself, but I use it for my PMS, right? So you can use it during your cycle to help with estrogen levels, right? So because it helps with your estrogen levels, cypress. So I'm just going to read this straight. It says, so where this is all tie into libido. This is really cool. You see, a woman naturally feels in the mood when her estrogen levels are higher. All right, so this is because our estrogen levels are highest when we are ovulating. We are designed to feel more in the mood when we are fertile. That's around the mid-cycle, right? So as we age, our estrogen levels drop off. One sign of low estrogen is dryness, all right, vaginal dryness. Applying clary sage to the inner thighs or below the navel helps to increase natural lubrication. So if you need that extra help, clary sage is your oil to grab, okay? Using a drop of clary sage daily can help to increase your natural levels of estrogen. That will help you feel more frisky and more lubricated and more willing. You can apply this to your forearms, wrists, or Vitaflex points of the reproductive system. I don't have my shoes on today because I'm going to show you what that is if I can get my foot up here. So it's basically, my bouncy ball. All right, so where is your reproductive? So right here on the inner part of your ankle, that's your reproductive area. So what you're going to do is take your fingers of the Vitaflex points, put it here, and when you put your oils, just rock your fingers back and forth. So I'll show you what that is. The fingertips like this, and just go back and forth. All right, so pad of your hands, fingertips. I learned to perfect that technique at Winter Harvest. So wonderful, wonderful point. So that is when you hear the reproductive system Vitaflex point, that's where you want to do it. You can do it on both ankles and take your time to massage that in. All right, boom. That was clary sage. Awesome. All right, so we're moving on to the next. Okay, cool. So, joy to the world. All right, joy is awesome. All right, so joy is my favorite. I use joy every day. And here's a little amazing tidbit. Did you know that joy, our bottle of joy, was originally named love? The oils in joy stimulate the brain and senses for love and affection. Diffusing joy is a good way to invite the mood and set the mood. If you don't love the aroma of joy, try blending it with something else, like lemon, or something woodsy like cypress or Northern Lights black spruce. You can even blend it with clary sage to make it less floral and more earthy. Okay. All right, so Lucy actually wrote a little poem to joy, and I want to share that with you. It's Lucy's Ode to Joy. Oh, joy, how I love thee, with your lovely floral scent that replaced my paraben perfume. Joy, who balances my crazy hormones, promotes feelings of self-worth, and makes me irresistible to Mr. Libido. That's really cool. But yeah, that's basically how joy makes you feel. So joy is a staple, must have. Again, if you're, a lot of people say they're not feeling the floral notes of joy too much, but there is an alternative, and that is actually Sensation, our next oil up. So Sensation is really great. That's one I do not have the actual oil for, but I do have the Sensation lotion, Sensation body gel, right, the shower gel, and I have the massage oil. So Yes, you can. These are all different types. Massage oil is the bomb. Keep it at the bedside. So if you want to dilute any of these oils and use them, um, use the sensation as your carrier oil instead of V6 if you can handle it. But sensation is amazing. All right, the massage oil to add. You can, if you're not feeling so in the mood, just to get you in the mood too, a quick massage with sensation massage oil will do the trick. So there you go, sensation massage oil just for you. So let's talk about the blend of the bottle, okay? The essential oil blend. So sensation is an alluring blend that's a mix of ylang ylang, rosewood, and jasmine. It smells like joy, except it's softer because there's no geranium in it, so it's not as floral. So for those of you guys who are not so keen on the joy because it's kind of floral, try sensation instead, okay? So sensation can be used aromatically to set the tone. The soft floral aroma is uplifting and arousing without being overbearing. Sensation is so mild that it can be used even on the more sensitive areas with very little dilution. Okay, so we talked about diffusing here. Just want to add a little bit about diffusing. Now, I learned this one actually not from Lucy Libido, but someone else, Hannah Cruz. She did the Sex and Oils class last year, and she has another one going on this year too. But I learned this one from her last year, and I tried it, and I was flabbergasted. Now, it may sound a little quirky, but I want to tell you, there is a point to it. There is a truth to it, because this is when I first started. When she said that, this is when I first tried it and started to investigate frequencies. So initially, when I started using essential oils, I thought frequencies, that's so crazy. I'm not going to go there. But when I tried this with ylang ylang, put it in the diffuser. She recommended put it in your diffuser to set the tone and the mood of the room. Yeah, the mood of the room. So she recommended closing the doors, set the diffuser up, let it go, and when you enter the room, you actually feel the sensation of the atmosphere, because the ylang ylang is just all over the place. Okay. It helps to elevate you as well as soon as you walk into that room, and just the general energy and feel of the room changes when you start to put the ylang ylang. So the same thing with sensation or joy. You can put those in a diffuser, I would say maybe about 20 minutes before, and close the door, and you would feel amazing as you walk into your room. It's going to feel exactly like that description. Think about it. When like I mentioned when we got started about the ylang ylang petals being left on the bed of the newlyweds. Can you imagine the aroma in the room? Right? So same thing with setting up your diffuser. All right, so I'm going to let that be. Go ahead and try it. Okay. All right, cool. So next up is actually something she recommends for confidence, okay? So sometimes, you may not feel 100%. So if you need to feel, or not even that, but there are some people who I've talked to who have an anxiety, or they feel worried about intimacy. So you need an oil for that, right? So there is an oil for that, and it's Valor. There's Valor and Valor 2. I'm going to tease y'all. I have the original Valor. Ta-da! This is my oil. I have 1.5 bottles left. I'm waiting for the original to come back in stock. But we do have Valor 2. And the reason why I'm mentioning the original Valor is I recently learned or experienced that Northern Lights Black Spruce gives me that same feeling of confidence that I need, just like the original Valor. The Valor 2 is awesome. It does the same thing, does the job, but not quite as amazingly. I don't know how to describe it. It does the job. It gets the job done. I feel confident and I feel amazing with the Valor 2. But the original Valor, wow, knocked my socks off. And I just experienced that Northern Lights Black Spruce does the same thing. Knocks my socks off. Like, really gets me energized, get me motivated, boost my confidence level, to help me to help me to teach this class tonight. All right, yeah, Northern Lights Black Spruce is amazing oil. So that's my new substitute for Valor. I love the thing. I would definitely recommend it for anyone who needs to have the extra boost of confidence and help you feel that don't worry, it's going to be okay and you will be fine. All right, so this is where she mentions using this oil as a preparation oil. Wear it while you're preparing, like if you're taking a shower, you put it on. Afterwards, lotion yourself with it, slather yourself with it. So that's Valor 2, Valor, or Northern Lights Black Spruce. Okay, so that's one of your preparation oils. Go for it, try it, see how you feel. Okay. All right, and last but not least, she mentions orange. Yeah, I'm going to leave that for y'all to read in this book, okay? So she goes into a lot of details about what orange can do to help your guy out, okay? So get the book and check it out. I'm going to drop the link to grab it on Amazon in the bottom. However, on Friday, there's going to be a giveaway of this because there's tons of recipe that I cannot share with you guys on this class, but you can grab the book and get your recipes. But here we go. So I did promise to you that I would share this recipe, the Lucy Lube recipe. So let's get that revealed for you guys. And after this reveal, so grab your pen and paper, y'all. Let me just shrink myself and get you your recipe. So this is her Lucy Lube recipe. This is her original recipe that she shares, that she loves. So I have not used Sensation, but I have substituted ylang ylang. Like I said, ylang ylang and cypress are my combination and I love. But there's a reason why the orange is in there. To find out why, you need to get the book and read that part because it helps your guy out. Okay, I'm just going to leave it at that. But here's the recipe, Lucy Lube original recipe. She has 2 lube recipes in her book. Actually, it's more than 2, sorry. But this is one. This is her original recipe. 5 drops of Sensation, 3 drops of cypress, 3 drops of orange, and 2 to 3 drops of peppermint. Go easy on the peppermint because you can probably even do just 1 drop of peppermint. But this recipe will rock your world, ladies. Okay, so you combine the oils. You can and then add your carrier oil. You can either do the Sensation as a carrier oil, or the what do you call it? The B6. All right, as a carrier oil. Store it in a pump bottle. So if you want to go crazy and make a gigantic one of these, you can do that. But there are smaller pump bottles, with a pump. This is an 8-ouncer. You can get a 2-ounce pump bottle, or even a dropper if you want to do that, and keep your recipe safe and at your bedside. Okay, so that is the Lucy Lube original. I hope you guys enjoyed that recipe. I'm going to jump on real quick here. All right, hang on. I just want to see if you have any comments before I shut down. I just want to see if you have any comments. Whoops, I just heard my background. Okay, cool. Awesome. Hey, Paula. Hey, Michelle. Hey, Joan, Carol. Thanks. I'm so happy to see you guys. I'm glad you guys are on here. Okay, cool. So, yes, like being yeah, exactly, Joan. So, just like being uninhibited, Valor 2, or Northern Lights Black Spruce, that would be the oils for that. Okay? Awesome. Yay! All right, so those are the only questions we have so far. So, I'm going to be back again tomorrow night, and I'm going to hijack my husband. He doesn't know that yet. To share a little bit about the oils for dudes. All right, and so tonight was just the oils for her. Imagine the combination with the oils for him. Fireworks. Hello. Okay. All right, so thanks so much for joining, guys, and I hope you guys enjoy this recipe, and I'll catch you all tomorrow. Cheers.